It's a great honor to be here, sharing this stage with all the great teachers, great traditions of masters, great propagators of yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, great organizers, Vikrant Singh ji. Such a joy to be knowing you. It's a wonderful to share with you this knowledge that comes to us from very ancient Vedic tradition of masters. This knowledge that propagated whole Vedic civilization in India and comes from the parampara of rishis. Rishis cognized this knowledge, totality, and expounded their great knowledge. The scriptures, Vedic literature that we see are from cognitions of the rishis, whether Vedanta, all the Vedas, Vedangas, Upangas, Upavedas, Shruti, Smriti, Puran, all totality of life. They propagated wholeness of life. They propagated enlightenment to the individuals and a society that is enlightened, society that is in harmony, in alliance with natural law, dharma, alliance with dharma. And whenever they found that dharma was decreasing, they revived. They came forth and revived totally. One great last revival we saw was from Adi Shankaracharya, and how whole Vedic tradition, with such great knowledge and great effectiveness, we have seen that reviving throughout India. And in this tradition of Shankaracharya, Maharshi's master, I'm coming from Maharshi's organization, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, great propagator of Vedic knowledge throughout the India, every discipline, every country he founded, he gave this gift of transcendental meditation. We have been listening, hearing, reading all about spirituality, but Maharshi says, unless the mind that is divided, it is out in the world with various things. If we cannot settle it to that unity, if we cannot experience the level of Atma that is there, then the talks of Brahmatva are meaningless. And for that, he gave this tradition, this technique of transcendental meditation to the world that comes from that, from his master. Easy, effortless, everybody can do, even a child can do, and experience finer and finer levels of one's consciousness in a very spontaneous, very easy, enjoyable manner without any difficulty. And right from the beginning, right from the day one starts to get experiences, one starts to get the benefit of it right from the beginning. That's how natural it is. Maharshi says nature of mind is to go towards greater happiness, greater joy, greater knowledge. And we have that source of all. It's called Atma. Atma is not some mystical thing. It's just our own nature. It's defined as Satchitanand. Sat is one thing in our life that is never changing. Everything else changes, but level of the self is described as pure consciousness, is described as Ananda, bliss. And that is easily experienceable. Just that technique, just that tradition of taking the mind inwards is lost. Whole day we are engaged outside. We know how to connect to the outside world. We know how to reach, how to interact, how to behave, many things we have known, but how to take mind inwards. In Ayurveda, mind is defined as ubhayatmak. Mind can go out, mind can go in. And that process is transcendental meditation. Do we have the slides, please? So, anyway, if we see the nature, the science these days is many, 50, 60 years ago, when the classical mechanics came to, quantum mechanics and quantum field theories, and what science found that all the diversities of nature start to unify as one goes finer levels of time and space. And at one level, maybe 50, 60 years ago, science thought that there are only 4 fundamental laws of nature, and they are at the basis of all the diversity, all the theories, all the laws of physics are emerging from there. And they were electromagnetism, gravity, strong interaction, weak interaction. See, electromagnetism, we are going to the finer levels of nature, and these are like finer levels. As we go finer levels of our mind, see, nature and mind are correlated. And we say that all that is in cosmos is there, like yatha pinde tatha brahmande, or the prakriti that we have in our physiology, the intelligence that is within us is same as prakriti of nature, prakriti and prakriti. So the technique shown in Ayurveda is that our individual prakriti comes in alliance with nature's prakriti, comes in balance. Once it is balanced, then health is obtained. So on that level, as we go finer, what happens? Same thing that happens in nature, that unification, we call it yoga. Unifying of the differences, united consciousness. What is that consciousness? Consciousness is, substratum of all that we are doing, whether we are doing hectic activity or we are thinking or sitting, waking state, sleep state of consciousness, dream state of consciousness. That is the basis. And how to enrich it? Consciousness has from gross to finer to finer to finer. Finer we go, deeper we go, more unified levels, more harmonious levels, more and more powerful levels are there. Just like in nature. We see electromagnetism at one level, electricity and magnetism, they look like different laws of nature, not connected with each other. But when science goes finer, then it's one unified level, electromagnetic field. Electricity came from there. These levels are already field levels of field. Field levels are all pervading. When the electricity was not yet discovered, 1850s, mid-1800s, 1850s, and there was Michael Faraday was doing some research in his laboratory, and there was a magnet, and he was moving the cable, copper cable, around it, and it was seeing that some movement of the dial. And that time one member of parliament was visiting his laboratory, and he says, "What you are doing this? We are sponsoring you, your all the researches, and you are making some kind of children's toys. What this is good for?" Then his answer was, "I don't know yet what this is good for, but I tell you with guarantee that one day you are going to tax this phenomenon." This electricity all over the world we are seeing is just magnet and the cable. Nothing is touching anything, it's just moving. In Sanskrit we say tat sannido, just the nearness, vicinity of that. Tat sannido, we can say vidyut pravahita. But when we go finer level, that unified level where all the laws are unified, what is there? Total unity of all the laws of nature. So at that level is home of all the laws of nature. That nature should be very powerful, because that is the harmony, that is the most powerful level of life. It's the level of the Ved. The scripture says that everything emerges from there. There is all creativity, all intelligence. Whole creation starts from there, is maintained from there, it evolves from there, and dissolves in there. That is the totality of Veda, all the laws of nature in oneness. And yoga, when we are transcending finer, natural, effortless, one has to learn, it is must, one learns, and then one can practice sitting easily, comfortably in your chair, 20 minutes morning, evening, and you go finer levels. You connect with that levels of nature which are naturally harmonious, which are naturally powerful, naturally integrated. That life grows in that. And on the finest level is a transcendence. What is that level? That is the level that total potential of natural law. It's complete evolutionary power of natural law is there. That level is the simplest form of human awareness. It's Patanjali calls samadhi. And how he defines? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. There, the observer is established in his own nature, just our own nature. And Maharishi says, this is home of all the laws of nature, and this is our own pure consciousness, Atma, level of Atma, Swa. And that, when Patanjali says, when mind transcends to that level, it's like when we put crystal in some atmosphere like yellow light, then it becomes yellow, green environment, then it becomes green. So when mind transcends to that level, it's connected to that wholeness of natural law. And the transformations that happen in our mind, behavior, thinking, acting, every level of life, social relations, health. More than 700 scientific researches have been done on every level of life that is affected by transcendental meditation, and all have found a beneficial effect. Many published in peer-reviewed journals, and really fantastic results are seen, that especially the physiological effects are fantastic, and we will listen to this in the afternoon session from Professor Lothar Peaks. And what I want to say is that the brain waves there are very coherent. Every area of brain and every frequency of the brain wave is suddenly becoming coherent. And this research is very significant because it's, you know, in yoga, in the Upanishad, how it is defined as, like, what is the Atma? Then it says, Shivam, Shantam, Advaitam, Chaturtham Manyante, Sa Atma, Sa Vigyaya. What is the Atma? That's Shivam. It's absolute peace, harmony, absolute nourishing force that is there. It's auspiciousness. Shantam, absolute level of silence. Advaitam, there is not this and that. Advait, it's just one. Consciousness alone is pure consciousness. It's just impulses of pure nature that are there. Chaturtham Manyante, that is considered to be the fourth. What is that fourth? Means there are three states we are aware of: waking, dreaming, sleeping. And this is the fourth state of natural state of awareness, which is transcendental. And that is seen in all the researches that are done. What happens during meditation is profound. Transcendental meditation has a profound results. And what we see is that it is not like normal waking state. The coherence in the brain is not seen like that. The physiological transformation that happen, like, for example, oxygen consumption, metabolic rate goes down in 20 minutes of meditation, minus 16%. Deep state of rest, deep state of relaxation, which gives rise to, like, you know, releases all the stress, strain, abnormality in our physiology, starts to make us normal. Stresses in our mind, consciousness, they dissolve. Naturally, our natural feeling of happiness, relaxed and at ease, at home, that comes out naturally. And that is the basis of, like, if we see as a field, we talked about electricity and gravity as a, you know, finer we went, and it's all pervading. And gravity is no more apple falling from the tree. It became, you know, universal phenomenon. So here, which is even finer than that, unified field. So how powerful the technology could be. What is that science? That we transcend, experience the self as a pure consciousness, and on that level, what Veda says, what the verses say is that I am Atma Brahma. This Atma is cosmic. It's not individual. It's just cosmic. Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. That level is not different than whole cosmic reality, Brahman. That is Vedanta. And one verse in Veda is describing very beautiful verse. And it says, Richo akshare parame vyoman yasmin deva adi vishve nishedu. That parame vyoman, we heard from yesterday's Nagendraji's, Guruji's lecture, that he was saying that parame vyoman pratishtita, that is transcendental, that is the bliss. From bliss, everything emerges, that these lives are created out of that bliss. This is from Taittiriya Upanishad. So here also, Rig Veda says that this is the Parame Vyoman. This is the state of transcendence. What it says? that all the laws of nature, all the devatas, all the creative impulses of natural law that uphold whole creation, they reside there. They function from that. Yasmin deva adi vishve nisheduhu. And then, fantastic, it says, Yastannave kimricha karishati. One who doesn't know that reality, what the laws of nature can do for him. And then one who is established in that, that vidusta ime samasate, is that rich with all the totality of natural law. And that level where everything is there is enlivened on that level. So individual life in wholeness, individual life in perfection, individual life without mistake, without problems, can be lived with happiness, with health, everything, because it's totality of natural law. The nature's intelligence, individual intelligence connects to that level of nature's intelligence. Individual connects to that level of cosmic intelligence. It's the finer than the finest. During meditation, you go fine, and transcend. So it says, Anoranyan Mahato Mahyan. Finer than the finest is bigger than the biggest. And that is like Nirgun Nirakar. From there all Sagun Sakar comes, it says. And it's very, like, if we think it is like how to imagine that, but it's very simple. You see, one example that they give is example of banyan tree. And it expands, it's a eternal growing tree that the offshoots of the branches come as an aerial root and go into the soil, and then this becomes a stem, and root system starts to feed that, and it goes on and on. Some trees here in India are 5,000 years old and still growing. And so it's like example going Mahato Mahyan. But if you see the fruit of the tree, small fruit, and then you cut and there are just tiny, tiny seeds. You take out one seed, is hardly anything. And within that is that intelligence that creates this huge tree which has intelligence that just continues to grow and grow and grow and continues. So that level of intelligence, on that level, now this brain coherence is seen. Individual life, like Mahari's life was to enlighten individual, make life in harmony, free from suffering, health, happiness, all good. And that not by intellectual explanation, not by intellectual training, just transcend, just meditate, connect. It's a natural process. It is not through intellectual. When we say Atma, then it's beyond the antakaran. It passes all the mind, intellect, egos, senses, feeling level, ahankar level, and beyond that. And that's why it feels so like impossible. What is this? How can we, like, how to conceive that idea? But no, it's not something, an idea. It's not an intellectual reality. It's beyond. So it's just you follow and attain that. Then one has to learn to this technique to transcend and get this benefit, which is like, all harmony, happiness, power in nature, everything. But that is on the individual level, that, that harmony, that spiritual life, the Adhyatma life which has taken foundation of Atma, lived, naturally lived, because one goes there, experiences that. Now, this, if we saw on the level of electricity, how whole world could be lit, then what is on that level? What is on the level when even further deep, the source of all? If that Vedic science is applied, what is the technology of consciousness? Can it do? Can it bring world peace? And yes, that is the field effect of consciousness. And okay, this is beautiful. Now somebody should have told me that. So on that level, Samanasya Sukta. So I am coming to this level of Rig Veda. Sam gachadvam, sam vadadam, sam vo manasi janatam. It's on that level, the functioning of unified field. When in science, when the light is scattered, it is everywhere. But just some photons in that light become aligned to one another. It suddenly becomes powerful laser light. The molecules in iron bar, they are everywhere scattered, but small portion of the molecules aligns north-south. The whole iron bar becomes magnet. Similarly, when this coherent brain functioning, coherent physiology, when large number of group is meditating in one place, then it creates this harmony in society. Tat sannidha vairatyaga, in the vicinity of that, negativity, animosity gets neutralized. And that is demonstrable. That is achievable. That is achieved. More than 50 practical demonstrations have been done. 23 of them are published papers. And let me read this because it's a fantastic. Can we go just a slide before this, please? One before. No, before. No. Yeah, that. Go back. Yeah, that. Yes. This is the research that I am talking about. It gives the glimpse of possibility of world peace. This was done in USA from 2006 to 2011, you see. The blue line is the practitioners of meditation. The required number is square root of 1% of population. And that is the threshold. Only then the transformation effect starts, because that creates a good effect. Now, when this number goes to 1750, which was that the square root of 1% of population, all the other colored lines are, different negative aspects in society, like, murders, rapes, assault, crimes, different kinds of, infant mortality, robbery, all these things, vehicle fatalities. And you see every whole of the country, all over the country, everything started to go down. The middle red line that you see is a composite of all the negativity. And you see, once the number could not be maintained because it's a big expense and somebody was funding, some people were funding that. So then numbers started dropping and then everything started going up again, all the negative trends. This is the technology of consciousness that Maharishi has given. And this is what we want to achieve. And let's read that final verse from Rig Veda. Samgachadvam samvadadvam. Change the slide. Yeah. So this is not just a subhashit. This is actually a science and technology, very deep. Live in harmony together. Let your speech be in harmony together. Know your minds be functioning together from a common source. In the same manner as all the impulses of creative intelligence, Devatas, before diversifying, remain together in oneness, united near the source. That is the description of Parame Vyoman, Yasmin Deva Adi Vishmanishadu. All the laws of nature in harmony together. When the functioning starts from there, that whole society is in harmony. The inspiration, the activity, the thoughts, mind, speech, all diversity but with common harmony. And this theory is called field effect of consciousness. See, all that we are doing, whether a person is dharmic or whether a person is adharmic, negative, stressful, anger, or very orderly, very harmonious, every individual is contributing to the collective consciousness of the society. And when this collective consciousness is in chaos, rajasic, tamasic, then that affects individuals. And then the whole society is in balance. In very beautiful, many texts are there, but in one of the texts, Charak Samhita, he says that what we see in society, whether diseases or wars, crimes, chaos, even natural calamities happening, one cause is the violation of the natural law by the population of the country. Propagation of, when the adharma increases, then diseases and suffering increases. And reversing the adharma to dharma is this coherence. Just when the society is coherence, what? Integrated is the expression of knowledge. An assembly creates coherence in unity. United are their minds. For you, I perform action in transcendence to generate wholeness of life, because there is the wholeness. And from there, what is that actions from that level? That is the action according to dharma. And that is very powerful, very strong, creates that influence, it spreads everywhere. United be your purpose, harmonious be your feelings, collected be your minds, in the same way as all the diverse aspects of universe exist in togetherness, wholeness. Such profound knowledge of Ved, because that Ved is the field of wholeness of life, and from there life expresses in that wholeness. Vedo khilo dharma mulam. Ved is at the basis of all the dharma. And we are very happy that Maharshi's organization has organized like a group of 10,000, which will be very in near future, like from 29th December to 13th January, to create that demonstration. And hopefully, just like I was talking about electricity, and whole world is lit by those little generators of electricity. And soon, when world recognizes this effect, Maharshi effect of consciousness, we'll have these generators like this hall, one full, and the whole city is lit. And they will say that this peace, this progress, this harmony in society is because of that. This light is coming from that generator, that collective coherence creating group. And just to show some pictures of group coherence, this is the Vedic Pandits, that is even advanced. They are performing from that level because they are practitioners of transcendental meditation, experiencing samadhi, and performing the yajna, like Ati Rudrabhishek and all that, for world peace, every day, every day. India needs only 3,700 people to do together. And we create that to create a very profound, stable base for our progress in economy. Thank you.